Vortex. Check out this holy bread. This is a big ass bag of holy bread, dude. Just wanted to brag. I make a joke. I make a joke. I make a joke. And your caustic remark goes up in smoke. It goes up in smoke. All 'cause repeat that. It's all how you look at it. There were so many instances where people weren't very kind to me. But because I have eyes to see what they're made of. Vapor. Your insults mean nothing. Your compliments mean nothing. 'Cause you don't know anything about yourself. That's why you have no choice but to attack everybody else. But don't worry, I'll keep that shit to myself. 'Cause I really don't want you to off yourself. 'Cause if you know the truth, yeah, if you know the truth that everybody sees but you. Well, actually, I take that back. I don't think you'd off yourself. No, I mean, the thing is, that takes a lot of, like, you know, determination. A lot of people don't talk about that enough. This is exactly why I want to do an hour on suicide, because, yeah, that takes a lot, you know. I think it takes a lot of guts to do that. People get it all wrong when they say, like, oh, you're a coward. Honey, they are, like, making a very final decision. Most people will, like, never take that much of a risk. Okay, that is, like, the biggest risk that you could take. Like, I might burn in hell for all eternity, but fuck it. You know? But I was talking to this dude at the meeting tonight about comedy and risk-taking and all that. And it's like, yeah, we were talking about people being boring, and he was like, are they boring or are they just scared? And I was like, you're so right. They're scared. They're scared to not be boring. Because if they actually took a risk, they're afraid that they're going to be ridiculed and called names, like I have. You know, but the people calling them names are boring though, because they're scared. See, it's good to talk to other people because they help you learn and grow. But, yeah, like, a lot of people that I do stand-up with, like, they don't really take risks. I can count on one hand the amount of other comics that have taken risks in the past 10 years that I've done this shit. But yeah, they want to fit in, and that's precisely the issue. Like, comedy ain't comedy anymore. So the ones that are taking risks still, like, they're not getting booked. But they're still passionate about what they do and they still enjoy it. I guarantee you they enjoy it a lot more than all these people getting booked and getting all this attention and some kind of money. Probably not that much, but I don't know. I understand that there are, like, different variations of everything though, so you don't have to subscribe to my particular brand of comedy in order for me to think of you as a comedian, but I think that most people are fucking pussies. I mean, that's just a fact. So that's not just, like, comedy, it's just everybody. Most people are pussies, and they're scared that people aren't gonna like them. And if people don't like them, it'll remind them that they don't really like themselves, or they don't really know themselves, rather. Because if you know yourself and you understand you, it's not like I want people to dislike me. I'd much rather people like me. But even if they don't, it's like, well, what's that saying? Like, it's better to be hated for what you are than loved for what you're not. I mean, like, all these pop stars, a lot of famous people, popular people. I mean, who the fuck are they? Why are they popular? You know? Is it because they actually have talent? Or is it because they're just playing the game? They're just going along with the machine. They're just saying what they think they're supposed to say. They're reciting their lines, you know? I feel like everybody's doing that subconsciously. They don't realize it. So I don't want to be too hard on them and just say, like, oh, they're just lame, or they're working for the devil, or, you know? It doesn't have to be like that. But they're definitely working for the world. You know, the devil is the prince of this world, so. I think the whole purpose of the Bible is to, like, teach us how to connect with God and how to trust in God and live a better life. And it makes me really sad that the whole, like, legalistic aspect of it completely usurped all the wisdom of it. You know? But I can tell you for a fact that when I was focusing on the legalistic aspect of anything, it was not doing me any favors. And I'm a very virtuous person that, you know, wants to do right by God. And I'm not purposely trying to piss people off. It's just when it happens, it's like, well, they're probably doing the same thing that I used to do, which is, you know, putting their feet where their feet don't belong and their toes keep getting stepped on. And, you know, if I'm aware of a person's narcissistic tendencies, you know, I'll try to avoid stepping on them because I know they're real sensitive. But at the same time, like, if it happens, it happens. And I really hate walking on eggshells around people, but I still try to keep the peace, you know? But it is fucking taxing, though. It is taxing, like, dealing with narcissistic people, dude. Like, I think that a lot of people are really struggling with this right now because social media has made it obvious that a lot of people don't seem to mind being shitheads. But yeah, you can't control that, though. You can't control that they're that way. Even if you tell them you're a shithead, or, you know, you bring it to their attention that, well, this is how you make me feel, or whatever. Like, they're not going to care. They're not going to be able to do anything about it, you know? Because it takes virtue to be able to change something negative about yourself, you know? Like, you have to sincerely want it, and more than likely, you should ask for help from that one, okay? Because nobody's going to help you change yourself. That being said, just because somebody doesn't like you or approve of you, that doesn't mean that you need to change. So it's good to have discernment there. So somebody could have a problem with the way that you are, and maybe they're the one that's wrong. But yeah, if you're virtuous, you're gonna ask those questions, and you're gonna want to be as good as you possibly can be, and not make excuses. But anyway. Should I get some non-alcoholic beer? Since we just left the AA meeting. They got fucking Modelo. Can you believe that? Even Mexicans are getting in on this shit. I don't know a single Mexican that would drink non-alcoholic anything. I'm sure there's AA meetings in Mexico. Probably not very many, but I'm just people watching right now. Don't mind me. A grocery store parking lot's a good place to people watch. Because you get a wide array of different people at a grocery store. You get couples, you get families, you get single people. You get like psych med zombies that have a service dog. You know, lots of people. Yeah, I need to go inside though. I need to go home and go to bed. But yeah, don't think there's something wrong with you because you're having a hard time dealing with problem people. But also use that as an opportunity to work on yourself. Because there's no better way to say fuck you than to like do more work on yourself, you know? Because this narcissist that I work with, like, she's taught me so much. And, you know, she admitted that she was on TikTok for like 5 hours, okay? So she's totally addicted to scrolling and watching mindless content, you know? Because I highly doubt that anything she's looking at is philosophical, okay? I know there's a little sector for that on TikTok, but like most of it's pretty stupid, but I mean, the fact that TikTok is so popular, isn't that just proof that whatever we thought this world was, you know, that was pretty dumb. We shouldn't have ever put any hope in that. You know, if the show Jackass, remember the show Jackass? It's like TikTok, that's like everybody on TikTok's trying to be Johnny Knoxville. You know, and they're just making an ass of themselves. Or they're just trying to get famous. And, I mean, why would anybody look at that kind of a world and want to maintain that? Like, why would anyone be proud of that or relish that in any kind of way? You know, like, we need to rise above that. We need to, like, get back to brass tacks and, you know, humanity and shit. Like, that's preferable to like whatever the fuck's happening on TikTok. Like, she'll randomly show me these videos. Like, she doesn't really show me very much because she knows I don't like that stuff. But now they have all this AI with animals. And it's like, yeah, that's the whole point of AI, is like just to prove how like easily manipulated and controlled people are, and like there's really no difference between a robot and a human on TikTok. Okay? Like, I know that there are exceptions to this. I know there's some real people on TikTok, okay? But you see this a lot with, you know, Instagram and then YouTube. It's just like, it's so saturated and people are like, oh, this is popular. This is what people are saying. Okay, well, I'm going to say this. Because I've noticed that there's a lot of, you know, content with total sheep and that want to pretend that they're interesting because they're noticing that time is being sped up, or they're noticing that people act differently now. They're noticing that the people that run the world are bad. It's kind of retarded. But you look at how many views these people have, and it's like you want to feel special. You want to feel special that you just now figured out all of the stuff that the crazy people were trying to tell you this whole time, and you just called us names. I mean, I still feel sorry for you because you're just a gullible person. And gullible people are typically very narcissistic, and they think that, you know, whatever they're told, like, has to be the truth because everybody else believes it. But that's, like, specifically a reason to not believe it. Like, if you look at how stupid most people are, like, that is a reason to question everything, okay? The fact that fat people wear skinny jeans, fat bitches wear skinny jeans, okay? That should tell you everything you need to know.